What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back with another video on the channel. And today, man, we needed some comfort food. It's been a long day. One of my favorite, near and dear favorite dishes I've had. Cheeseburger mac and cheese. I had penne, we didn't have elbows. Still mac and cheese though. Basically hamburger helper, but the homemade version. A lot of cheese, a lot of meat. Same things you would put inside of a burger. You're just throwing it in some penne and you call it a day. When I tell you it bangs, I mean it bangs. And it has been a long day, so I can't wait to get into this. But what I have here is a special delivery courtesy of my friends over at Buckeye Brownies. My man, let me just start off. I used to do reviews on Instagram, and this was one of the first things that I reviewed. It used to be known as a different company, but it's a rebrand, same person, linked up, said, listen, we got some new flavors done from Valentine's Day, February edition, so I had to do some reviews. There are 4 flavors, I'm only doing 2 because, well, I don't need to be too overweight. But anyway, if you're digging the content, you're gonna like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that cringy YouTube stuff. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into one of these brownies. I want to start off, I've been staring at this thing for like 2 days and I don't want to pick it up yet. This one's called Peanut Butter Paradise. What it is, we got a brownie base, is layered with peanut butter Oreos, topped with a double chocolate peanut butter chip cookie dough, infused with crushed Reese's, topped with Reese's Pieces, and in a whole peanut butter cup. Let me just lift this bad boy up. They're still gooey and warm, but come and get in here. I'm drooling. Can you hear me? Hope the mic didn't pick that up. Should I open this up for y'all? Yeah, look, hold on. This is a giant 2-pound brownie. Fat kid's dream. I can't wait to try this. I gotta get right into the nucleus. That cup right here, see this? I've been looking at this bite. I've been thinking about this bite while I've been shoveling all day. Okay. Normally I throw down forks when I really like something, but there's no fork here. Oh, look, just, if you are a peanut butter person, you're gonna love this. It's just super thick, super dense, so much peanut butter. That whole Reese's cup is just the truth. Every bite is just loaded with condiments, toppings. I call them condiments because it doesn't even matter. I can't even think straight because it's so good. Do I really need to tell y'all that this is good? Like, look at it. Like, what honestly, come on. Like, what am I supposed to say? You like peanut butter? You like chocolate? Do you like really, really thicky brownie stuff with all of that stuff inside? I spilled some of my pasta. Oh, that's a bite. Man, oh man, I'm not supposed to be eating all these, man. I just did an eating challenge. I don't care. My goodness. That's unreal. Tell you what. No, come here. Cut! I'm just kidding. I'm not going nowhere. Listen. I do need a sip. This is actually milk. Man, he hit me up, right? And he was like, you know, would you be interested in trying some of these? You know, just give an honest opinion. I said, what kind of flavor? He said, Peanut Butter Paradise. Listen, if there's an actual place that's a peanut butter paradise, y'all can sign me up for that, because that, oh, I don't even want to try the next one. How you gonna top that? It don't even matter. Next up, dig this. This one's called the Circus Animal. It's a blondie base. You know what a blondie is? It's basically the blonde version of a brownie. I know it sounds stupid, but I can't. Layered with animal crackers, topped with homemade Funpetti chips, sugar cookie dough, infused with frosted animal crackers, crushed sugar cookies, topped with more animal crackers, a cream cheese frosting, and sprinkles. Did you hear all that? Are you here with me still? Don't go order this stuff yet. Look, let me try it first and then I'll tell you. I love frosted animal cookies. Crackers, I should say. I don't know why they call them crackers. They're not really crackers. Look in the inside. Bro. I swear to you, if somebody in the comments asked me, was this really good? Like, are you serious? Like, nah. Nah. I love animal crackers. And things just bursting with animal cracker flavor. The frosted joints, though. You know the frosted joints like these? Look, I was overweight as a kid for a reason. I ate a lot of these. Shoosh. Dude's located in Cleveland, out there in Ohio. If you live anywhere near me, we have to just be best friends. Like, I don't even care. I don't care, dude. Look, if you don't, I don't care if you gotta like me somewhat. We just gonna have to be friends. I'll be a Browns fan for like 2 days for these right here. Unreal. Just the denseness. Like, I love brownies, but this is like thicky brownie. Bro. Look. I don't need to tell y'all, because I'm not getting paid for this. That's the brownies for free. That's about it. But I'm gonna be honest. If you like brownies, and you got a couple extra dollars, support a small business. You know, I'm about that. That's why I do agree to do things like this. This is worth it. I'm glad it gave them to me because I would have paid for them. Let's be honest. I'm trying very hard not to eat this whole thing. Like, I left a little piece because it makes me feel like I'm less of a pig. It doesn't even matter. I'm taking another bite though. Okay, one more. You're asking me what the calories are on this? Why would you ask me the calories on this kind of brownie? Look, if you're worried about calories, don't eat this. Because I'm not right now. I got calories to spare today. I'm going to tell y'all why when we get into this. Okay, one more bite. I got to get this bite because it's a sugar cookie. That's just stupid, bro. That's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. I'm going to leave the link in the description. If you want to check the site out, there's no discount code. There's no anything. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm eating it. Oh my god. Alright, one bite. Okay. Anyway, 1 second. I need to switch this for pink lemonade. Okay. Alright, we're back. Got my mouth all cleaned out to rinse it out. They're super thick. I have brownies stuck in my teeth still, but I don't even care. Anyway, main course. Most of y'all don't even care about this at this point, but I'm still going to do a cheeseburger mac and cheese. I really, really love this stuff. I've made it 50 billion times. That's not even a number. I'm still disoriented from the brownies. But we got a lot of cheese going on in here. A lot of steam going on in here. A lot of love going on in here. Bro. This is that don't worry, we got food at home meal. Literally, just season it like you would a burger. Same way, however you season your burger. Ground the beef, round it up, season it the same way. Cook the noodles, add your cheese, season it the same way. If you want toppings, I usually go with tomatoes, even though I don't really eat tomatoes in my burger. Banger. Don't buy that box of hamburger helper. Make your own. That was my mom. She was always... I don't know if y'all, again, boomer material. I'm a millennial. I know some of y'all might be Gen Zers or even Gen Xers. But my childhood was around the turn of the century. So, in the 90s, used to have these hamburger helper commercials. It was like a little glove. He had like a red nose and a hand. And I don't know. But it used to look so good on TV. And they were very good at getting us kids to want to get stuff based off of television. The Nickelodeon commercials. So they dropped the hamburger helper commercial. So the next time you go to the store with your mom or your parent, whoever in the store, you see the hamburger helper and you immediately be like, Mom, I want a hamburger helper. I don't know about y'all. My mom wasn't having it. She don't like making stuff from a box, which I get. Because I don't really either now. But as a kid, you ate stuff based off of like trends. I mean, they had green ketchup we used to try to get because it looked cool. It's green, but my mom would be dead in my face. I don't want that. Yes, I do. I make that better. And she go home and whip up something that look like this. That's where I got the concept from, to be honest. It always slapped. So I never had hamburger helper until I got to college. Or really anything from the box. Like the stovetop, the stuffing. I used to want to try that so bad. I don't know why. I do know why. In advertising. Kraft macaroni and cheese was another one. Never could try it. What else? Oh, like the kids' cuisine, like the TV dinners. Bro, first of all, they're not even good. They give you a little dry brownie and like 3 chicken nuggets and the Brownies mac and cheese. But the commercials, they had like a little penguin on the box. So I just wanted because of the penguin. Hawaiian punch. We did have Hawaiian punch. That wasn't a drinking choice in my house though. I don't know about, again, I can only talk about like where I grew up. And the majority of my friends, we were very multicultural. And we all had a different drink in our house. Now, most of my black friends had Kool-Aid. Which, I mean, I love Kool-Aid. We never had Kool-Aid. So we got called bougie. You know, bougie. What we had in my house was Tang. Always Tang. My mom used to get the giant, like, the joint that was like this big. It was like a year's supply of Tang. And we had like 10 things of it. So everybody wanted to go to my house because we only owned the Tang. And we also had the water cooler. You know the one like you see in the office buildings? Most of my friends drink tap water. Not in my house. My mom would never, till this day, will not drink tap water. Which I don't blame her. The tap water in my area is disgusting. It's an aftertaste. It has like a film to it. It's not good. It's not. So I always wanted to go to my house so we get the tap water Tang. Or the water cooler Tang. And I used to taste the tap water in my friend's Kool-Aid. And then, you know, they used to put like mad sugar in the Kool-Aid. I like Kool-Aid sweet, but like not the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I used to measure when I made Kool-Aid, but we didn't really make it much. But when I made it, they were like, "Oh, this is." I can't tell you what. You know, they profiled me. I was. If you don't know, I'm biracial. So they used to say that this is the Kool-Aid from one side of my family. I hated it, but it's a funny thing being biracial, and this is the honest truth. Y'all don't really. I mean, I've kind of alluded to it. When I was real young, I used to live in the projects, right? Once I got to like, I think I was like 7 or 8, I moved to the suburbs. Now, my area in the suburbs wasn't really like, it was suburban, but we were close enough to the hood that a lot of people were like me that moved from the hood to the suburbs. So we had a lot of minorities too, you know, and I just gotta get in. Because of that, it like made my first childhood when I was like before I moved here. I wasn't black enough to be in the hood. I used to get like, not made fun of, but people would give me crap, you know, because I was mixed. So I wasn't really black, which I think it's stupid because if you see me walking down the street, nobody says, "Hey, look at that mixed guy." Like, I'm black. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody asks me what I am, first thing that comes to mind is I'm a black person. I'm black. You know, technically speaking, yes, I am biracial, but just like most biracial people usually identify with the one you look more like. Nobody says Barack Obama is the first biracial president, even though his mother is white. He was the first black president, right? Because he's black. You get what I'm saying? Even though technically speaking, he's both. And you know, I had relatives that looked more white. So they don't want to identify another way. So in the suburbs, so I moved. Now all of a sudden I'm like really black. So I used to get teased for not being black enough, and then I got to the suburbs and got teased for being black. It's a weird thing. And if you're biracial, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like a weird dynamic between the two. It wasn't like outright hate type of hate, like stuff like that. It was more, you just felt it in the air, like tangible, you know. Not to say people like dislike me or I was like anything like that. First of all, I would have smacked him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was my upbringing, you know. But today, when I tell you today was a long day, and I didn't even work today. I couldn't. If you don't know, I'm from New Jersey. And the whole area, New Jersey, New York, tri-state area is what you call, basically like my county, New York City, and then the other side, which is like Connecticut, Long Island. It's called like the tri-state area because technically speaking, it's 3 states. But we're all basically like the NYC metro area. We got smacked with snow today. Like, take some snow. You ain't get enough? Have some more. I woke up in the morning and it was just, all you could hear is, I walked outside, it was just snow on top of snow, man. I couldn't even see 3 feet in front of me. So I gotta get on the phone. You know, I had already prepared for it for the most part, knowing it was coming. So most of my businesses, clients, I had already reached out to. Some people wanted to play it by ear because, you know, they still want to work out. And I'm not going to tell them, but I have to make an executive decision and call that off. Because I don't want anybody driving in this kind of weather. It was bad. I want to say we probably got like at least 2 feet, maybe even 3 feet of snow. It's up there. So, on the phone all morning, getting all that done. And I said to myself, once this snow subsides, then I have to shovel my storefronts, my house. No big deal. I just didn't want to do it with the wind and the snow still blowing in my face. Wrong. My parents were home. My mom is obviously still recovering because she was in the hospital from, you know, the whole thing that's going on in the world right now. So she's on disability until she's able to go back to work. But my father was also home working remotely because of the weather. So I get a text message from my dad in the afternoon. Still snowing like crazy. My mom is just like me, bro. Like, it drives me nuts, but, you know, I can't blame her because I would have done the same thing. I'm gonna read it. I don't care. Like, I don't cap. No, there's no cap in my rap. Straight. I get a text message. It says, okay, this is at 2:50 p.m. Still snowing like crazy. It says, your mom doesn't listen. It's from my dad. She said she's gonna shovel the steps, her stairs. And he said, I'm working. And I already know, I'm still laughing, what that means. My mom is the type of person, the minute she got the go okay, that she could like move around and that she was like free of the, you know, thing that's going on in the world. I don't like saying what it is, but y'all know what it is. It's affecting the whole world right now. So it was more at her discretion. You know, she can start moving around. She's allowed outside of the house. She's not carrying. Tests were negative. She went outside the next day. Mom, which is okay, I guess. Like, you know, 8 minutes outside of the house and away we go. But you're still recovering in my eyes. Now I'm trying to, there's a blizzard outside. She's trying to shovel. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, the blizzard's still bad outside. I was going to wait till the snow slowed down because I was going to shovel, you know, everything for them too. And I said, tell her to chill out. He says, text her. So I texted her. This is no joke. I'm going to go to that text message. I said, don't shovel. I will. It's hard to see outside right now. I'm on my way. So I just threw on like 50 pairs of pants and 5 pairs of sweaters. I'm jacking the winter hat. My 4-wheel drive, you know, I got a truck. I'm in the car. And she said, thank you. It's okay. I was just going to do the steps. I said, stop, you maniac. That's what I have a different relationship with my mom. I'm not being disrespectful. She knows that. She said, it's okay. And I replied in caps, I'm coming. Stop. Stay inside. LOL. She sent me the hand plant emoji and said, all right, fine. So I had to go over there and shovel the steps before she did. Figured in the meantime, I'm already over there. I dig her car out. I gotta dig my dad's car out. And I gotta get home. I gotta dig my whole stuff out. And then I gotta dig all my steps out, shovel around my walkway, around the house, the parking, the parking garage. Wow, the driveway. Go over the storefront, shovel that. Go to the second storefront, shovel that. Put the salt down. Meanwhile, it's still snowing, which means I have to wake up in the morning, which is like maybe 4 hours from now, and do that whole thing again because I know the plows done shoved the cars back in. I'm tired. But I love shoveling because it's a great workout. Which she said, be careful out there. And I said, it's fine. I love a good workout. I'll be trying to go fast. Moving. So I was shoveling for about 3 hours. It took me. So I burned in those 3 hours like 3,000 calories. So that's why I said I have plenty of extra calories today. I didn't want to cook anything too crazy. And these brownies showed up. W. And there's 2 more I still have to do. They look really good, so I'm not going to spoil it. But that was my day. Tomorrow I gotta wake up and do it all over again. It's still snowing outside right now. If you live in my area, man, be safe out here. Don't try to drive around in this stuff, you know. We're pretty good in New Jersey with the plowing and the salting and stuff like that. But there's a lot of cars, so, you know, there's still, you can get in an accident pretty easy. But I get home and I get another text message. Your aunt has nowhere to park. My aunt lives, you know, I got a pretty decent house. She lives with my parents, and so as soon as I get home, I have soaking wet stuff on, which I'm just taking off. I put on fresh clothes and went right back over there. And when I get there, my mom's in full head to toe parka, winter hat, gloves on. She put it on, getting ready to go. I said, go in the house, Mom. She's about to shovel. After all that. And I know people out there probably like, why would she do that? You know, she's just like me, man. Like, she's a grinder. Like, if she's able, she's going to do it, you know? So, I can't help but laugh because I said I would have did the same thing. You know, that whole thing, she had it. She's the only person that I know, and I know a lot of people who did, that had it worse than me. Because I wasn't hospitalized, but I was bedridden for probably like a week and a half. Maybe 2 weeks. You know, I couldn't eat, could barely stand up, and I was still trying to stand up because I can't just sit there. But that all went away quick because, well, about a weekend, and again, I wasn't eating. I was trying to like drink fluids, but I don't know, like pounding headache, chills, fever, all that. Just didn't have the energy. So I got up in the morning, probably a weekend. I was just gonna go on my business. Even though I had a headache, I was still trying to do stuff. People probably don't know this, but I was only making content on Instagram back then. So I would make like basically like whatever I cook. Kind of what you see in the first minute of this video was the only part of the video that I made. I would record the intro, just describe what I was cooking, take a bite or two, and then I'm out. You know, the hand signs, they were still there, but that was the whole thing. And then I would just go sit down at my dinner and eat, like by myself, watch TV, whatever. The first 3 days I was sick, pounding migraine, I still recorded. I was home because at that point we were told to go home, you know, statewide. Thank goodness, because in the early stages nobody really knew what it was. You know, back then, in my opinion, I think for me, it was a lot scarier back then. I got it in March of 2020. The nationwide, you know, telling everybody to go home, stay home, started in March of 2020. Back then, you didn't know what the symptoms were 100%. You didn't know what to expect. There was no, like the testing now is much cleaner, much more efficient. Back then, you couldn't even get a test. I remember when it first started, and the test site, there was only one in the whole county, and they were giving like 200 tests out a day, and the lines were like hundreds of cars. So for me, I was just like, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the symptoms were. I was just taking the symptoms on as they went. I was like, oh wait, I can't taste anything. That's crazy. It was only when I couldn't taste anything where I was like, okay, I can't record anything because this food tastes like nothing. The reason I'm thinking of that, this is what I made. Anybody who doesn't believe me, if you feel the need, my Instagram is the same as this. You might be following me on Instagram, maybe you're not. Go on my Instagram page, scroll back to March of 2020 and find this meal. It's there. I was sick when I made this meal. I couldn't taste it. And that's when I knew something was like off. But I continued to try to do what I had to do. The only time I would walk outside, I never left my house, but I did go in my yard to let my dogs out. Like normally I walk them, but I couldn't. I didn't have energy. So I would kind of like stumble out there and just like let them run around, you know, do what they got to do. But about a week in, I woke up to use the bathroom like most people in the morning do. Right? You wake up, you got to go to the bathroom. Number one, not number two. As I'm going, I just get this sudden flushed feeling. And I think, as I'm going, not before and not after, you get what I'm saying. That's when I said, okay, I might want to get in this bed real quick. Might want to call a doctor. I figured I might have had it, but you know, back then you couldn't even tell people you had it. Like now, it's so normal. Everybody's like, oh, okay, I got it, okay, you know. And they like, at least you have like a plan from there, you know, what to do at the very least. It's still scary. But back then it was like, I don't even know what I'm dealing with, which was like, for me, the uncertainty was the worst part. I didn't know if I was like, man, am I going to get better? Am I going to get worse? Luckily for me, the only symptom that I didn't have was difficulty breathing, which my mom got tenfold, you know, which is terrible. But I found no problem breathing. I did get a pretty bad like cough, but I could breathe fine. I just felt like I've been sick before. I don't get sick often. I really don't. But I've never felt that sick. I know it's an emphatic statement, but I can count on one hand the amount of times where I was so sick that I had to like lay down. You know, normally like I still move around. I've had the flu a few times and I'm still walking around like no biggie. Not saying no biggie, but you know, I just stay home till I get better. But I'm still like, I live by myself, which was the craziest part. I was alone the whole time. So when that situation happened, when I fell in the bathroom and fainted, it was just me. You know, I was like, man, like, start having these funny realization that maybe I should just tell somebody, like, listen, I don't text you back. And it was funny because my best friend, I barely looked at my phone the whole time. That's when I realized this is gonna sound like not normal, but he was like, "What? You can't even like hit me up? Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Because we talk every day, and we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do because like we couldn't work at that point. I didn't talk to anybody. You can even see on my Instagram again because I was only doing Instagram back then. If you go back to that meal, I think I had like there's a week where there's no post. You can see it from one post to the next. There's a whole week missing, and maybe more. It wasn't until maybe like a week and a half later where I could at least sit up in bed and eat, but I was eating in bed. Awful. I don't know why I decided to talk about all that. This meal just made me think of that. And this is the last time I think I made this meal. It was the first time I couldn't taste it, you know? So now I'm like, oh, this tastes good. It's even better than I remember. I hate snow. I do. It's just so like, and it's gonna melt. The snow banks outside my house that I had to shovel were like, probably like up to my chest. You know, I got a big driveway. I shoveled the whole thing. And I know when I look out there, it's gonna be plowed right back in. Because the plow's been running all day. Which is good though. Because when it snowed in Iowa when I was at school, they ain't plowing. just deal with it. That's just, I never seen anything like that. I'm so used to coming from, you know, an area where like every town has like a DPW, you know, Department of Public Works, like they do that stuff like all the time. Like you see the street sweepers and the plows and the, you know, they're always doing something or doing nothing and getting paid for it. But that's a whole other story. If you're from my area, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, out there, I've never slid around so much, and they don't even care. When it snows on the highway, I'm not joking. I never forget this. We drove to another town, which in Iowa means it's like an hour drive. Like that's just what it is. Like you go to the next town, it's at least an hour away. And it was me, one of my friends, and two of our friends, and it was snowing pretty heavy, and I ain't used to that, and they was just chilling, like just playing music, and I'm right, and there's like cars on the side of the road that slid off, and they're just driving past these cars, and there's another car, and then there's a truck on the side of the road, and I'm like, do y'all think maybe we should turn around? No, we're fine. What you mean we fine? I'm not used to this stuff, man. I'll give them this in Iowa, like they're built different. My city, you know, boy, whatever you want to call me, I'm not city boy. That sound like that. No, there's not a hot guy summer. Nah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll never forget this. There was a tornado when because there's a lot of tornadoes in the Midwest. Start sounding the horn. Thing comes on TV. You know the little thing come on like 3 o'clock in the morning? This is a public, bro. They're like, hey, look, I'm paraphrasing here at this point. Hey, there's a tornado coming, bro. Now me, I seen Twister. I'm not built for this. I lived in an apartment complex at that point, and my best friend in school lived like maybe 2 doors next to me. But we all knew everybody because, you know, we were all college kids. And they're like, hey, everybody go to the basement. And they're saying it like so chill. And I'm like, ah! You know, I'm freaking out, bro. I'm like, nah, I'm not. They're like, let's go outside and see it first. What? Nah, it'll be fine to go outside. So they all walk outside, and I'm at the edge of the stairs because I'm in the basement. Like I'm in the basement, you know. Like people talk about stereotypes with like, you know, like black people in scary movies and they don't want to be there, you know. It's like, I'm that guy. Like I'm not going out there. You know, it's fine. So I peek my head out like this. And the air was so calm. I guess because the tornado took it all. And it was an F5. If you do not believe me, again, because I don't cap, go back to 2008 or 2007, one of them years. Type in F5 tornadoes in the state of Iowa. It is right where I was at school. Unfortunately, not to be somber, but it actually, it missed our city, and it hit a town right next to us, and that was like, you know, horrible to like see, but I just remember the calmness in the air and how calm these people were just staring at this giant. It was big, man. Like, I don't like stuff like that. I don't know what. Look, I know there's people out there that go chasing after these things, but not your boy. I'm standing over here. And they're just like, no, it's fine, it's fine. I seen Twister, bro. Yeah, but that really happened. In the town, like I said, like next to us, it really, like we helped out. They lost a lot of stuff there. It was horrible. You know, like, I don't like stuff like that. I don't like Mother Nature. Mother Nature is, no, I've been through 2 hurricanes up here, and we're not built for hurricanes in New Jersey. I'll talk about that next time because I'm done with my food. But I don't remember Superstorm Sandy. That was back in like 2003. I just got home from college, bro. I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me. There was a hurricane in 2012, Hurricane Irene, which hit this area, which never happens. And then the very next year, here comes Sandy. That was bad. I'll talk about that next time because I'm out of food. But wow, the brownies were delicious. Wow, the food was delicious. I got a recipe and my hands are sore from holding that freaking shovel all day. But we move. I wasn't gonna let anybody else shovel, you know. Yeah, remind me to talk about that hurricane thing though, because that was a wild time, wild stories. I had no power for like weeks. I was eating, scrounging food, all went spoiled. I'll talk about it, man. It was crazy. Anyway, I gotta get some rest. I'm tired for once. It's your boy King Shraz. We will be back. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for your support. As always, tomorrow more content. I'm going left-handed. The hand signs, they've made it to YouTube. I can do a lefty.